We're going to be working on our watercolor glazing exercise, and I've jumped ahead. What I did so far was I pretty much just got my watercolors out with my little cup of water and my paintbrush, and I have paper towel here in case I made a mess. And all I did was I wet my paint as I went. Okay, and in each line they're all labeled. So for red, I just took my red paint and I basically did that. Okay, I just filled it in. It's not a super thick coating of red. It's watercolor. It's supposed to be kind of like thin and watery. So as you can see, like it's nice and loose. So I just did that with every color, and I went across and I filled everything in. Okay, and then I let this dry. What we're going to do is we're going to paint all the colors over these, and we want to practice glazing, and that's the idea that colors can actually sit on top of each other. We do thin layers of colors and they sit on top of each other, and basically the colors kind of shine through each other. You could see, you'll be able to see it once we actually finish this. We can layer colors really beautifully, and we could see like both the green and another color at the same time by layering. So what I'm going to do now is I'm just going to do all my colors going down. If I had tried to do this while this was still wet, then the colors would bleed together. This is a more crisp way of letting colors sit on top of each other and just blend by layering instead of by just letting wet paint blend into each other. So you have to let it dry first. When it's dry, then we can come in like this, taking the red, and I'm gonna go over everything again. Just a thin layer, just like that. Okay. And now I'm gonna do the orange. My orange, and I could always like use this little palette here too on the side if I need. Okay, it's the O for orange. Woohoo! Okay, that one's done. I'm gonna move on to yellow now. Yellow is the hardest color to deal with because it's the most translucent of them all. Okay. You don't want to mess with them too much because watercolors are basically erasable. So if I really mess with this and go over it over and over again, I'm going to actually start to erase the purple that's there or whatever other color. What I want to do is be able to see the colors sitting on top of each other and what kind of effect that creates, which is a really, really pretty one. Okay, almost done. 2 more colors. Okay, and one more. That's good, like that. Okay, now the last thing we need to do is just to let this dry and enjoy it. And we can see what it looks like when red sits on top of purple or when orange sits on top of blue. We can check it out when like yellow sits on top of purple or yellow sits on top of blue. When you dry, you'll be able to see something really cool, which is when these colors overlay with each other, you could see the individual colors as the individual layers, and you can also see them when they blend just by sitting on top of each other. It's a really beautiful experience, and overlaying glazes like this is called glazing. Thin bits of paint mixed with lots of water, that's called glazing. When you experience this, this might be a technique you want to use in the future. So check it out. I hope you like it and have fun.